Chair now recognizes the gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Crane, for his 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to start with Director Wray. Have the border security policy changes made under this administration, sir, made it more difficult for the FBI to keep Americans safe?
Well, I don't know that I could cite it to specific policies. What I would say is that certainly the threats that we are contending with that emanate from the other side of the border, whether it's fentanyl trafficking, whether it's the increase in the number of KSTs that we've seen over the last 5 years, all those are things that make the work that the FBI has on our side of the border to try to get ahead of those threats more challenging.
So you don't acknowledge that the increase in traffic that we're seeing, the increase in individuals on the terror watch list have anything to do with some of the policy changes of this administration?
Well, I didn't say that. I think what I was saying is when it comes to border security and questions of how that's supposed to be done, I defer to DHS on that. What I would say is the threats that we're contending with, which come from the other side of the border, are certainly extremely challenging over the last several years.
Thank you, sir. In your professional opinion, what's causing the increase of encounters of individuals on the terror watch list and the traffic at our southern border?
You know, I'm not sure that I have a professional opinion about immigration. We try to stay in our lane and focus on the issues that we're contending with.
Well, I know you do, actually, sir, I know you're a really smart guy. I know you do have an opinion. If you're not willing to share it in this setting, that's okay. But I know you've studied criminology, you've studied deterrence. I mean, you are the head of the FBI. We all recognize that. But I understand, sir, you're in a tough situation here today. On that note, though, Director Wray, is it fair to say that the now President of the United States, while he was campaigning to become president back in June 27, 2019, said this in multiple statements like it on the campaign trail? He said, "And those who come seeking asylum, we should immediately have the capacity to absorb them, keep them safe until they can be heard." On September 12th, sir, 2019, we're a nation who says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come. Did you hear any of those comments by then candidate Joe Biden?
I'm not sure I can quote people's campaign statements.
Do you think that has anything to do with the dangerous situation that we now see at our border and now within the United States of America?
Again, I'm not sure that I'm really the one who can speak to immigration dynamics.
I think you could speak to it, sir. I just don't think you want to. Sir, about how many American citizens have been arrested for entering the Capitol on January 6th? If you can just give me an estimate, that'd be great.
Well, I don't know how many were tied to that specific piece of it. I know that we've had upwards of 700 cases brought related to January 6th in one way or another.
Yeah, it's definitely been hundreds, okay? Sir, I'm interested. Has the pipe bomber who planted bombs at the DNC and the RNC on January 6th, has he been arrested yet?
That is something we're still aggressively investigating.
Okay. So you were able to arrest hundreds of individuals who were allowed into the Capitol, walked around, took selfies, but we can't find the individual who committed the most dangerous crime and attempted to cause multiple mass casualty events at the Capitol, or around the Capitol.
Congressman, we have an entire dedicated team focused specifically on this investigation. We've done thousands of interviews, visited, again, just in the pipe bomb investigation,
okay,
thousands of interviews, visited thousands of residents and businesses, reviewed millions of pieces of data, something like 39,000 video files. We've assessed like 500 or something tips. We've done extensive public publicity. We've increased the reward money. We've got our lab working on it. We've got our WMD directorate working on it. We've got our Office of Technology division, our cellular analysis team. So the folks that we have working on this investigation are working very aggressively on it. And I, as much as anybody, would like to see it solved. But it is certainly not for lack of effort and lack of priority, I can assure you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, do you find it interesting how many whistleblowers there are right now from your organization coming forward and testifying to Congress about the conduct of the FBI and how they no longer even want to work for the FBI? They're willing to risk everything, including their livelihood, to come and talk to Congress about what they perceive to be a change in the culture at the FBI.
Certainly, I respect the role of whistleblowers in our system. It's an important part of the way our system of government works. When it comes to the culture of the FBI, I'm very proud of our 38,000 people. I think you will be relieved to know that the number of people applying to be special agents from the state of Arizona has gone up over 135% over the last 5 years. And the view that you've just described, I don't think matches what I hear from the 55-plus chiefs and sheriffs and other agency heads in the state of Arizona who've dedicated something like 200-plus of their task force officers to serve on our task forces. In fact, we've got about as many task force officers on our
Real
task
quick,
force
sir,
as we
do you
agents now.
do you find their testimonies to be reliable, or do you think that when you hear what they're saying to Congress, do you think they're pushing false narratives?
I'm not going to be weighing in on the accuracy of individual people who have made allegations against us. We take them all seriously. There have been plenty of inaccuracies lodged by any number of people about the FBI. We're going to stay focused on our work and the people we do the work with and the people we do the work for.
Thank you, sir. I yield back.